Thank you. I'm Ray Lindenberg, Senior Planner in the Development Services Department. Just wanted to give you a little update on something you might have heard about previously, but essentially what's going on is we are taking a possible ordinance revision to the City Council for consideration. The issue that we have is that there was some language in there that included a requirement for an election before the community to sell any land that's designated as parkland. Our legal representation told us that that is unique amongst any city in the state of Washington, and it is concerning if there's any kind of issue that comes up where the city wants to do any kind of land swap or sale or other exchange of anything that's designated as parkland, which includes anything in the city, including Harbor Heights, et cetera. It would require an election. And that's a significant time and cost issue for the city if it was going to be, some sort of smaller deal or a larger deal. And also, like I said, unique amongst cities in the state of Washington. So I think you have the attachment there that shows the potential change to the code. And essentially what we do is strike one section that refers to that election requirement. And we would also change a sentence that would that also refers to that. So essentially what we're doing here today is kind of bringing that before you to give you an idea of what's going on. None of this in the code changes the ability of the City Council to go through and review that sort of exchange or sale or et cetera. It just removes the requirement to have an election before the community. So I'm here to answer any questions if you have any. We are not asking for any kind of referral or recommendation to the City Council. We did talk to them previously in their workshop, and we're going to go over it in fuller detail at the next meeting coming up.
Thank you, Ray. Did anyone have any questions?
Yes.
So when you're saying that you would remove the election part of the process, would that eliminate any authority the community might have and put it solely on City Council's hands?
Yes, it would then become the City Council's decision, which is the case for most everything. There are very few things that we have elections for, mostly to elect city councilors. So that's kind of the thing. And honestly, going through the history of that particular code, I don't know why that was included in there. But like I said, our attorneys are a little concerned because it's unusual and they don't like things that are unusual. And so it was also just kind of a concern from staff standpoint of just going through an additional amount of time and a significant additional cost. So.
Thank you.
Yep.
Are there any public announcement requirements where city council minutes suffice?
If there was a potential sale,
exchange, yeah.
Yes, that would be it would go into a city council agenda, which would then be noticed to the public, and it would go through that process as well. Yeah.
Some of the language in point 2 that's being stricken notes that proceeds from the sale would go back into the Parks Fund, or potentially, I mean, that's kind of how it's worded. With that being stricken, my concern was where would the proceeds then from the sale or transfer of such property go? Would they still go to the Parks Fund, or would they go back into the general fund?
That is something that the City Council, I believe, could determine at the time, and it would be written into the contract and gone through that process. So it allows the City Council to kind of make that determination. I think the assumption and the default would be that it would go back into the Parks Fund, but it allows for a little bit of flexibility in that. If that is a concern, that's something we can definitely kind of work into language if it's being removed, or if it's just an assumption that that's going to be the case, or if it's something that the City Council might want to leave out to allow them to have a little bit of flexibility for that.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, Ray.
Thank you.